Well, let's kick things off. 3 minutes past the hour here. First of all, I know the alternative payments team is extremely excited to continue our partnership with Halo. We actually partnered with Halo 2 years ago as one of the first payments companies to fully integrate with their PSA software, and have worked very, very closely with Joe and Tim and Morgan to really build a superior integration structure for them and for the entire community at the end of the day. I'm joined here also by Darren Reisdorf, who's the CEO, figurehead vision officer at SageIT. Steve Taylor, who runs all of our content marketing and alternative payments, and obviously Joe Allen from Halo. We'll kick things off, just kind of give you a quick overview of what's new at alternative payments, touch on a few points. Then we'll pass the baton to Joe at Halo to summarize a few points about what's new at Halo. We'll then kick into the gear of the integration, alternative payments, how it integrates with Halo, some of the new functionality. And then we'll pass the baton to Darren to connect on how it's, this will be recorded for everybody's education, and we'll share the recording after the call as well. Pass it off to Darren to talk about how this integration, billing, payments, invoicing, automation functionality has streamlined a lot of the workflows for his business. And then, as always is the case for any of these webinars, at least that I've been on with Halo, and for any of the alternative payments webinars, really open it up to the community. All questions are fair game. We want to address it all and be as transparent of a partner, software vendor, and leader within the community as we can be. So I'll go ahead and share screen here quickly. We've had an exciting few months, an exciting 2024 at alternative payments. We really focus on outcomes as kind of the core value prop of what we're trying to solve. So if you see in the top left of the screen here, customer satisfaction continues to increase. The headcount of our team continues to increase. We now have 8 people in customer support, implementation, onboarding, and customer success, working with all of our partners to ensure that the integrations are working smoothly. They're capturing payments from their end clients and making sure that process as streamlined as it can be. Time to pay for all of our partners is coming down. So in Q3, it averaged 4.5 days, which is really remarkable and very, very quick. And then the second piece that I'll offer before I talk about product for a second, we just launched a big initiative, which is called Office Hours. This is really shining a light on accounting, finance, and M&A in the MSP community. They're bi-weekly. We bring in third parties to talk on new subjects, fully educational, all about knowledge sharing. And we're really excited about bringing that into market for the broader MSP community and landscape. From a product standpoint, I would say that there are 2 kind of key features that we've really released in recent weeks and months. The first is a fully mobile enabled experience for your end clients. So what we're seeing on our side is that end clients of yours are checking out on their mobile phones. And if they cannot pay on their phone, they're not going to pay 4.5 days after the due date. And so we've completely restructured our entire UI and UX on the end client side to ensure that is mobilely enabled for all devices. That is a huge thing that we're super excited about. The second big area is data and insights. So we've recently released a data and insights and analytics product, which allows you to, in real time, see how quickly customers are paying. What is the velocity of those invoices? What's your day sales outstanding, both through alternative payments, but also external to alternative payments if you still have customers who are paying you via check. I'll go through both of these items, but really excited about our product, continuing to accelerate at an even faster rate. And now I'll go ahead and just pass the baton to Joe to share some quick items on what's new at Halo.
Awesome. I'll grab the screen from you there. Nice smooth transition, I hope. So we've had a few big announcements coming through with Halo. Just to double check, you guys can see my screen okay? Yeah, perfect. Thumbs up from Steve there. So a few big announcements that are ongoing with Halo at the moment. So we have been recognized by Gartner on Gartner's Peer Insights. And as you can see here, we've been very well received by Gartner, ahead of ServiceNow, Avanti, Freshservice, Cisco, all the big players in the ITSM space. Within that space as well, and Gartner itself, we've also been recognized on their Magic Quadrant for our development within AI. So we're now registered as one of the top 10 companies on earth in AI in ITSM today, which is a huge achievement. Now, a big thing about Halo, as you guys might already recognized, is Halo AI is included free as standard. There's no additional cost for setting it up in the system. In an example, with something like ServiceNow, it could cost you 30% of your content spend, which is massive. And as you can see with Halo, it's free of charge and it's built into the system. And we've been recognized on this Magic Quadrant for AI. You wouldn't see competitors such as Autotask or ConnectWise on here because it's not a PSA game, but because of our ITSM roots, we've been pushed into this space. The last big announcement I have to make from my side is that we've actually created a partnership with DXC. So they're one of the global service integrators out there, and they were ServiceNow's number one integrator who have decided to partner with Halo now. Is as a result of, obviously, there's been margin squeezed on a ServiceNow side for GSIs out there. So they've been kind of looking for alternatives. And as of March this year, DXC decided to partner with Halo for the ITSM space and the PSA side of things to implement the system, which is a massive movement or a leap forwards for us in the enterprise game, which is pretty cool. Another big announcement we've achieved as well, as of March this year, we became the world's first purebred unicorn. Bit of a funny phrase, I know, but we are actually the first organizational company out there that is privately owned with no external investments, achieved a market valuation of over 1 billion, which is a huge thing. And we're here to keep it going as well, which is very cool. My announcements were short but sweet, as you can see there. But what I will do now is pass the baton back over to Baxter on the integrational side of things with Alternative.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Joe. That's awesome. $1 billion is not a small number. So kudos to the Halo team, obviously. So I'll share screen quickly here. What I'll do, and feel free to comment if you guys have questions or want us to double click in certain areas, but I'll start with the Halo invoice kind of creation flow. I'll then flip over to the sync with alternative payments in real time and walk you through the partner dashboard in a little bit. I'll spend probably 5 seconds on the partner dashboard, and then we'll really start with the end client experience, walk you through the payment flow from the end client experience, and then swing back to the partner dashboard and talk about any automations or workflows on the partner dashboards. But please use the chat, interrupt me, jump in, want to make this as fluid as possible, and then we'll quickly move over to Darren at SageIT. Awesome. So you guys are probably familiar. This is just a demo account within Halo. All of your invoices are within Halo. The beauty of this integration with Halo is that all of these invoices sync real time, one for one, into your alternative payments dashboard. We quickly sort these by what's outstanding, what's overdue, what's been paid, and then you kind of have a tab of all of this. As you can see, all the invoices are marked as external invoices versus those that can be created within alternative dashboard or alternative payments as dashboard itself. It's important to bifurcate the two so that you know exactly which system is obviously responsible for those invoices. Once those invoices sync, your entire partner experience or your end client experience is also one for one with your partner experience. So think about this. You have an invoice in Halo, you have an invoice in alternative payments in the MSP experience, and then you have an invoice within the end client experience. Those will all sync, all be aligned 24/7. I've set up an environment for SageIT. This is just a demo environment, so this is not Darren's account. Don't think anything of it. Don't think differently. But within this experience, right, anybody can pay SageIT very, very quickly. I'll opt into AutoPay, payment methods, and now you'll see the mobily enabled end client experience. So right here, there's a credit card on file. They want to pay an invoice. Payment is made. It's as quick as that on your phone, on a computer. And now what we're doing, right, is we're driving every customer to enable AutoPay. The true secret and secret sauce of this entire payments industry is how do you get your clients on AutoPay and how do you get them on AutoPay as quickly as possible? That's really what's going to bring down your days sales outstanding or the time it takes for your clients to pay. Let me jump back. We've seen that end client experience. It's very streamlined. Again, more functionality from a financing and ACH perspective. But we can cover that with Darren or otherwise. Two things I'll hit on quickly. One I hit on before, which is insights. Again, this is putting data. Joe talked about how AI is free at Halo, right? It's just a part of the product. This is the same way in which we think about this feature, right? So we want to arm you with the data and the insights to make better business decisions. So if you know how certain clients are paying, when they're paying, what percentage payments are automated, who are the clients that I should follow up with manually, those insights are valuable for you to run a more superior, more efficient business. And all of this is in your dashboard, very easy to view. Again, everything you could imagine under the sun. I'll touch on one quick thing because I think it's pretty valuable. But we even compare how quickly you're paid through alternative payments versus outside of alternative payments if you're being paid via checks or cash or other ACH or wire. What you'll see generally is you'll see your payments through alternative payments are much faster than outside of the system because of all the automation functionality that we offer. Before I jump into to Darren's part, I'll just touch on one other feature around email notifications that we've recently released, which is very cool because this allows you to fully customize templates at any interval that you want to send to your specific clients. So here's a Halo template that I've created. You can specifically customize all the different variables, invoice numbers, invoice amounts to send to a certain number of customers. You can even decide to send it to bad payers, slow payers, fast payers to really start to understand the different components of your customer base and target them differently so that they ultimately are paid more quickly. I know I said this was the last thing, but I think the other piece that I'll quickly mention is around AutoPay rules. So this is all integrated directly with Halo. So you can pull HaloPSA contracts, you can pull recurring invoices right from Halo, fully integrated in real time in our system, bilateral two-way sync. We're extremely excited to continue to partner with Halo, continue to improve the experience for Halo clients. I know I just was talking to Morgan, their head of product earlier today on a change regarding how Halo manages different sites attached to a customer and then how we handle those sites on top of it, which can be pretty complicated for some MSP instances. But again, any questions you guys have, don't hesitate to reach out. Don't hesitate to comment. Happy to double click here. But we'll keep it short and sweet and we'll pass the baton to Darren to maybe talk about a little bit about how the integration has gone for Sage, what has kind of been some of the key important functionality and features that has allowed him, as a business owner to be really successful here.
Good morning, everybody. I didn't have the list of questions in advance, so I'm going to add a little bit of history about SageIT. We've always done AutoPay. And it goes back to days where there was no AutoPay system. We actually had our clients put into their automatic bill payout, their bank, and send us a check. And I would deliver a pile of checks to the bank every week. And obviously that was quite clunky. And then along came what was Connect Booster. So we were a ConnectWise shop at the time, and Connect Booster rolled along, and the clouds parted and the heavens shone down, and AutoPay, real AutoPay was born, where I didn't have to deliver those checks. So over the years, we had a good run with them, and then suddenly we got the phone call, we're tripling your rate, and by the way, here's a 3-year contract. I said, are you guys getting bought out by that K company? And they said, oh, no, that's not going to happen. And I was already at that point started to shop, and now came out a few weeks later. We actually tried 2 different payment processors that just fell on their face when I got the cold call from Alternative Payments. Baxter, I don't know if you know that that's how we found each other. So one of your people cold called me just at the perfect time. So we gave that a try, and the QuickBooks integration, we had just switched to QuickBooks Online. So the timing was perfect. 100% of our clients got AutoPay. So I don't get to use any of those cool features that you just showed me about time to pay. They all pay at the first of the month. And all we have to do is clean up the people that forgot to tell us they changed their bank account. So I can't really speak to all of the cool features that you guys have, but not having to pay for ACH, right? So at every carrier that we looked at, they were anywhere from 25, 50 cents or more per ACH payment. We get 100% of our ACH done under our monthly arrangement, Alternative Payments, and the clients pay the credit card fees. So we know exactly what we're spending every month, and the savings has been, I'd say if we were to go back the other way now, it'd probably be over $1,000 a month. And we're not even at 2 million as an organization. The community at Alternative Payments and the culture there about feature requests and bug fixes, and they showed up at our mastermind group in Denver a couple months ago and met a bunch of the team there. That's been fantastic. With respect to Halo, my CTO, who is a brilliant engineer, got us moved over to Halo about 1.5 years ago. And that's been a game changer for us. But we really hadn't seen interoperability between Halo and Alternative Payments. So we go from Halo to QuickBooks Online to Alternative Payments. And so this announcement was an exciting opportunity for us to see where we can take things next, specifically in the area of automated billing. So at this point, if one of our clients grows by 5 seats, we find out sometime the next year, and we've been billing them the same amount for the last 6 months, even though they're supposed to be larger and they're supposed to be paying more. We find out, and by accident, the integration that is being launched right now will help us launch truly automated billing, to where the bill will change every month. It's written into our DocuSign already. We're just not taking advantage of it because we don't know until too late that somebody has added a bunch of seats. I mean, speaking about the community at Alternative Payments and Halo, if any of you want to reach out to me directly, my name is very unique. I'm the only Darren Reisdorf in the world. Add me on your LinkedIn. Let's set up an intro call. I'd love to talk shop with you, share best practices and ideas, and other ways we can help each other, and work with the teams at Alternative Payments and Halo to make things better for all of us. Baxter, do you have anything else you would like me to touch on?
No, I mean, I think that's fantastic. I mean, I think one of the key areas that you've touched on, which is not, has nothing to do with product, it has nothing to do with, how quickly you get paid or not, is really the community aspect. And I think that's one area that, when we partnered with Halo 2 years ago, was something that really shone the light. And we've worked very, very closely with their entire organization. They've worked very closely with our organization to push the ball forward, right? I think you can look at a bunch of different players in the space, and, we have no Halo nor us have any desire to kind of maintain the status quo, right? We really, really want to not only, we want to break barriers and really, really improve this solution beyond what it can be. there's a question on the Q&A side that I'll just address with this, and then I can pass the baton to Joe for a second. But, a question around multi-entity processing. Previously, multi-entity processing was never a thing. It was really, really clunky. You had to log into 5 different portals at once, and manage everything out of multiple different instances. Working with the Halo team and working with the community, we were able to build a multi-entity structure on the MSP side as well as the end client side. So if you log into our experience, what I've set up here is Sage has 3 entities attached to this demo environment. Again, this isn't Darren's instance. This is just a demo, but so he has SageIT Florida, he has SageIT California. These could be utilized the same integrations or different. Now, if I then simultaneously go to the end client experience, you guys may have overlapping customers on the end client side. So you have SageIT Florida and SageIT California. So these different end clients can then plug in different credit cards or different bank accounts to pay those bills in an automated fashion. And so it's features like this that really, I think, change the game for the MSP industry to ensure that 100% of your payments can be online. I don't know if Darren, if any of those features have been beneficial to you or not. But I know, if you're selling into franchise businesses or multi-location businesses, it can be the difference between paying via check or paying online.
I haven't personally used any of those features yet, but what I will say is our director of operations who handles billing and collections is very happy with alternative payments. And I would certainly know about it because I happen to be married to her. So I would find out immediately. So if that helps, there you go. Working well for us.
Yeah, and I just thought I'd add as well, because obviously you were talking about, development cycles and things like this. Halo and Alternative are very like-minded organizations. We're, first of all, very quick to jump on issues that are raised either side. And I do appreciate the communication we have with your team, Baxter, as well. Alongside that as well, it's development. And as you know, at Halo, we keep quite a rigorous development schedule. We do 2 weekly releases for our beta instances and quarterly releases for our stables. It's an incredible schedule to keep up. And we're constantly looking to drive the platform forwards. And it's the same with alternative payment. We're not here to pay, catch up in the industry. We're here to sort of shake things up and change things in the industry. We're trying to be the vendors that give back to our clients, really. We're also in love with the simplicity as well of the integration, Baxter, especially the kind of layout of your dashboards there and profitability. It's lovely to see. It definitely speeds the process up. I did have a question for Darren as well, to put you in the hot seat again, just about kind of a customer experience as well. Have you ever generally seen people enjoying the fact that it is a lot easier to pay your invoices as well? Obviously, do you find that invoice paying is becoming easier using something like alternative payments?
AutoPay is always easier. And in the beginning of this webinar, you spoke about that's really the goal, is to get everybody on AutoPay. I just never knew any different. I never thought that I would have time to collect money. So setting up AutoPay from the first moment we started our MSP has just always the way we did it. Switching to alternative payments just made fees easier to understand because there's just one of them. Right. I had to look in 6 or 7 different places to find out how much I was being charged. And it was way too much. They don't really make that public over at that other place where we came from. They want to hide it in the credit card process, the ACH carrier, which are different entities, and consolidating the billing and just the transparency and open, communication. When you get to work with a huge company like we were before alternate payments, their communication level was way down, unless you owed them some money. And then in that case, they really opened up the floodgates for that. We really appreciate the transparency of the product and AutoPay is the way to go. I actually offer a substantial discount during our sales process. So we give them a number, but you get 40% off for being on AutoPay. It might not always be like 40, but it's 20. So we pretty much push everybody down that same path. Nobody ever says no because we don't offer it. It's kind of the smoke and mirrors that we offer the higher price. Nobody's ever taken us up on that.
Yeah. And it's always good as well. Reducing manual efforts is a massive ROI internally for your team, as I can imagine.
And one more thing, the feature requests, the QBO recurring invoices AutoPay rule wasn't ready when it came on board. And they said it would. And I've been a little bit jaded by feature requests, software developers and SaaS vendors. And it was only like 2 or 3 months before that showed up. So we were doing an AutoPay rule that actually matched the dollar amount, which was a little bit clunky. Really cool just to match the template name. And by the way, if you change the template, it automatically changes the rules for you. So you don't have to go back into alternative payments and change the rule. It's hashed. So it changes the rule for you. So it's just been a great experience with these guys.
That's great to hear. Yeah, a fantastic company to work with as a customer and also as a vendor as well from our side. It's awesome.
I think there are maybe a few questions that we want to address here. I think one is around multi-entity, multi-currency, which we connected on, and I'll connect with you, Rick, offline on just the complexity that you have, which I think is a little bit nuanced. Then there's another question regarding setting up AutoPay over the phone. If someone gives you a bank account or credit card, and I'll kind of just walk you through that really quickly and show you how simple it is. So, within your dashboard, you have your invoice view, and then you have your customer view. So each customer has a profile, the payments that they've made, invoices, emails that have been sent out, as well as their own dashboard of insights. Let's say Paulson Medical Supplies gives you a call over the phone. You'll be able to easily a credit card. Sorry, my Zoom screen's blocking this, but there we go. So I'll add in this credit card. Let's say John Smith, 123. Spell. So we'll add that credit card onto the account. That will be added. And then we'll just add an AutoPay rule. So they just called me. They want to submit this credit card. And they want me to add an AutoPay rule. I could add the AutoPay rule directly for Paulson Medical Supplies for an outstanding amount, let's say under $1,000, because that's what they give me authentication to do. That AutoPay rule is then set up. I can decide if I want to pass the credit card fees or not. Or, on top of it, let's say they just please charge that invoice. On top of it, I can come in here and just click charge immediately tied to that credit card that I just added. So, one of the keys around payments and invoicing and billing is you need to be able to manage all of these different intricacies, right? If your client calls and says, here's my bank account, charge me. You need to be able to handle that. You don't want to send them a link and then maybe they never access the link or they never get the link or they don't have time. But similarly, if they're on their mobile phone, right, and they're driving and they want to check out, don't text and drive, but it makes it pretty streamlined. Or if they, send the link to a person in accounting, right? And that person needs to check out. The challenge with payments in this world is that there are all these different edge cases of how people want to pay and what they want to pay. And being able to support all those different needs and all those different intricacies is really what we've built here. Steve, I know you have a question?
I do. So you may have covered it, but it's just so easy. It was quick and I missed it. Can you show us how this looks from the Halo customer portal?
Yeah. So, and this goes into a little bit about some of the work that we've done with Halo and some of the feedback that we received. So to give people a little bit of background, we started working with Halo 2 years ago, and we built the integration from the ground up. Really, we were the first payments company to integrate in a fulsome capacity with Halo, and we deployed it, and immediately, I forget who it was. It's probably, I don't know. I won't name drop, but someone came up with the idea. They were like, hey, well, we have a lot of clients who use the Halo portal and use the Halo experience. I want to be able to pay directly from that experience. And so we went to Tim and we went to Morgan and we said, all right, guys, like, we're getting some feedback. People want to be able to pay directly from the Halo experience. Like, how do we make this happen in a streamlined fashion? And so we specifically built a solution for it. So, everybody, is probably, familiar with this experience on the Halo end client side. The demo environment. So, here are the invoices that are outstanding. And now we write a payment button directly to the end client invoice list. So if I click on this invoice, this pulls up the Sage invoice, again, for $72, that's unpaid. And immediately I can pay that invoice. So, it's workflows and experiences like this that I think really, really excite me, not only about what we've accomplished to date, right? But, where we're going. Joe talks about Gartner and everything that they're doing with AI, and a lot of the accolades and a lot of the accolades that they've received. And, it's no different. I mean, we take that feedback, we implement it, we talk to Tim, we talk to Morgan, we talk to Joe at conferences, online video calls, and we really try to craft the best solution that works for MSPs so that 100% of your payments can be automated and online.
I'm a massive fan of just how streamlined it is as well, especially from that portal experience. Just having a pay now button, a direct link is all instantaneous. The amount of time saved is massive, especially for some people who have quite a lot of heartache working through their payments at the end of the month, quarter, or year, for example. A massive ROI for a lot of teams out there. And generally, we never really have a bad experience with customers using the system and alternative payments. It's a really, really effective integration pairing. Which is why we're doing these webinars and stuff, because it is a solution that we need to push out there. Really, it's a well put together solution with the integration.
Darren, maybe just to ask you one other question: how did the implementation go for your business and moving from one provider to another?
That's a great question. It was very much of a surprise.
Sorry to interrupt you. How scared were you to begin with?
We had done it before. It was ugly. So there is always going to be some hesitancy when switching payment providers. The thought of going out to nearly 200 business customers and asking them for their payment information yet again, after a couple of false starts with some vendors that didn't work out, that didn't offer what alternative payments did. So when we went to move our payment information over, they guided us on how to get the payment methods to move over automatically. And in the 98% of the cases, the payment information was imported and worked on the first try. We only had to manually call 2 or 3 customers to get new payment information because the data somehow didn't transfer over. And I don't know if that's a typical result, but it was fantastic for us. So yeah, we were going in, but that was one of the key benefits of migrating, is we didn't have to recollect payment information. And that was a big concern. We were going to do it anyway because we needed to move to a better solution, but to make it that easy, that was huge for us. Thanks for reminding me about that.
Awesome. Any other questions that people wanted to address and double click on, or Joe, anything else from you that you think would be beneficial for the broader group?
Yeah, of course. I know we're moving into the Q&A section, which is the last 5 minutes. We are two minutes early. I just every time have to stress how easy it is to work with you guys as an organization. We're very like-minded with the way that we do things. We're very easy to talk to and very quick to jump on any matters raised either side. Like genuinely, guys, for anyone watching this, you can reach out to us anytime via email. Probably won't be giving my mobile phone out. Sometimes Microsoft Teams for the people I like, but generally around email, we will be there. We can book in sessions and we can look at your configurations and fix things as quickly as possible. That's the one main thing I love to stress, because we do love talking to people. But yeah, I will migrate over for the last kind of 5 minutes-ish to the Q&A portion, guys. Any kind of questions out there outstanding at all for anyone watching today? If there's not, then we've done our job clearly on the webinar. I can see we have one setting up a meeting about getting on board and ditching the QuickBooks Online payments there for Michael Guyglass. I think that's geared towards you guys in the Q&A area. There's questions going on in Q&A and also in the chat. Just
We'll hit on pricing because I think it's an important topic that Darren and James, if you could address what is DD, because I'm not familiar with that acronym. I'll answer that question as well. So pricing is an interesting topic that we've totally changed the ecosystem on, I would say. And, it's kind of a similar mindset to Halo in terms of just like, throwing a wrench in the mix and saying, listen, just because people charge one way doesn't mean that we should then duplicate that charge, that process. So our pricing model is a bit unique. We charge $199 a month for up to $50,000 of monthly processing. That gets you access to free ACH transactions. So think about that as basically just a subscription. We do not charge per ACH, and by default, we pass credit card fees onto the end client, but you can control that by client. So as Darren mentioned, Darren and Sage, they receive one bill every single month. It does not fluctuate at all. Our pricing then goes up to $499 for up to $100,000 of monthly processing. So think about it as kind of, 50 basis points or 0.5%. Again, there's not a single charge for ACH pricing. And then there is a 2.9% credit card fee to 3.5% credit card fee, depending on the type that's passed on to the end client. If you want to absorb that, you can also absorb that. But so it's a very, very straightforward model. We also have flexibility to price differently. I know some people say, well, I don't like the flat fee because of X, Y, or Z. Like, don't let that stop you from having a conversation with us. We have very flexible pricing models. But, for the majority of the MSPs that we speak to, I would say over 90%, they love the just flat fee where they know, okay, $199 a month, that's the only bill that I'll ever see from alternative payments. So that's on the pricing side. Happy to get into more detail if you have any questions. I'll also share my email in the chat. In terms of how the solution compares to go cardless for direct debit, I'm not exactly sure what go cardless's intricacy around direct debit is. Maybe I'll talk to you about how our solution works for direct debit. It's really no different than a credit card transaction. So the way it would work is we'd ACH debit the end client's bank account. It's important for that bank account to typically whitelist our ACH originator ID to make sure that there are not any chargebacks. And then we would just ACH credit your guys' bank account, the payout account that you'd like us to debit or to credit. Again, we don't charge for those transactions. Those are just built into our subscription fee. From a timeline perspective, which is another probably maybe a question that you're alluding to here, is credit cards typically clear in 2 business days. So you'll receive your funds in 2 business days. Today, ACH transactions clear in 3 business days. Soon, those will all clear in 3 business days with a few levers to accelerate payments to same day or next day, depending on what your preferences are. So probably in January of 2025, we'll be releasing a whole bunch of functionality that allows you to say, hey, I got this payment from Joe. I want to be paid out today for this payment. Hey, I got this payment from Steve. I want to get paid out tomorrow, which again, just allows you to control your cash flow to the next degree and next level from a customization perspective.
I'll see a few more questions in the Q&A area that have popped up as well.
I'll just keep running through it. Pam, we'll send you a copy. Steve will take a note and we'll send a copy of the recording to you as well as others. And then Dennis, are there point of sale terminal options? Not today, but probably in Q1 or Q2, we will be releasing the ability to purchase a terminal that you can set up, at your office or give to your field employees, with a kind of a credit card swipe device as well. So again, where are we moving to from a platform perspective? Online payments is obviously a critical component for MSPs to be getting paid from their clients. But, there is oftentimes for MSPs an in-person kind of card present type solution where somebody shows up to the office, somebody goes to somebody's corporate office and wants to take a credit card payment at the point of sale. We will have the ability to support that in the first half of 2025 as well. So that's another exciting piece of the puzzle again, right? Because what is the North Star for us? The North Star is to be able to support 100% of your payment volume and of the MSP payment volume within the community. If, you can't support point of sale, then obviously that falls short on our goal as a business. So excited to release some additional functionality here shortly around point of sale solutions as well.
Looks like you rattled off the last of the questions at bang on the 45-minute mark. Someone's done this before. Any other closing questions out there, guys, before we switch things off? Looks like you've done it there, Baxter. Congrats.
Briefly, but I'll share my here. Let me share my Joe's email in the chat here, and if anybody has any questions at all, again, please reach out to either one of us. We love this stuff and love helping the community and love continuing to iterate. If anybody has feedback, right, of something you want to see, something that is like a crazy thing that you think is crazy that you can't do today from a payments and invoicing and billing perspective, like please email me. I'd love to solve it and figure out a way to solve it. So thanks again for all your time. Darren, thank you so much for joining. Joe, thank you so much for helping set this up and get this going and all the marketing behind it. Steve as well. And really everybody enjoy the rest of the day, and thanks so much.